In this video, you will learn about definite integrals using the power rule. The fundamental theorem of calculus states that the integral of f of x between a and b with respect to x is capital F of x, which is the integral of f of x between a and b. Power rule of integration, we have the integral of x to the power of n with respect to x. The way you're going to do this, you will add 1 to the exponent and divide by the new exponent, plus c. C stands for any constant. Here's one example. Evaluate the integral with respect to x. So we have the function negative 4x between -1 and 5 with respect to x. So applying the formula, we add 1 to the exponent and divide by the new exponent. Simplify, we have -2x squared between -1 and 5. Next, you substitute 5 for x and also -1 for x. Find the difference between them. You're down to -50 minus -2. Simplify, your final answer is -48. In this function, you will have to find the integral of each term. Applying the rule, you have 2x to the power of -2 divided by the new exponent, -2. You simplify, you get -x to the power of -2. Next, you have -6x to the third power divided by the new exponent 3. Simplify, you have -2x to the third power. And lastly, you have 3x. So the integral of a constant is x. So you just add x to 3, voila, between 2 and 1. Next, you substitute 2 for x and also substitute 1 for x. Find the difference between them. Simplify everything down to -41/4. One more example. You have x squared plus 6, everything over x squared, with respect to x, and the interval between 1 and 4. First, we will simplify the fraction by splitting that up into fractions. X squared over x squared plus 6 over x squared. Simplify that. X squared divided by x squared, you get 1. And applying the exponent rules, we will simplify that to 6x to the power of -2. So your new function is 1 plus 6x to the power of -2 with respect to x in the interval between 1 and 4. So the integral of 1 is x, and then you add 1 to the exponent. You get x to the power of -1, and you divide by the new exponent -1. You simplified that down to -6x to the power of -1 on the interval between 1 and 4. You substitute 4 for x and substitute 1 for x. Find the difference between them. And finally, simplify that down to 15/2. And that's it. Great job. Now you know how to find definite integrals using the power rule.